Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know
Welcome to a new episode of Stealing Home, the most unserious show in baseball, brought to you by the best brother and sister duo in baseball. I'm Lisa, this is my brother Anthony, and we're in a point where there's not that much baseball left. That's where we are right now. And we're getting excited. Can you feel it? Does it feel postseason-y yet? Because we're getting into, like, I feel like the weather is even coming down a little bit. Like, it hasn't been as hot lately, and I'm like, oh my God, playoff baseball, soon to be.
I think in Florida, that's because of all the rain we just had. I don't know. I am excited, but I'm also extremely exhausted. We had a long weekend. There was a long weekend of baseball too, and I put this show together today. And I think this might be the best show we've ever had. So if you like it, be sure to subscribe.
Without a doubt.
Weekly
Do you hear
show.
my voice? I'm cracking. Yeah. That's how good this episode is. It's taking everything out of me.
Well, you guys don't know. We actually record each show before we actually record each show as a practice run.
Test run.
We don't do that. That's a joke. That would be a waste of time. But if we were to do that, it probably would have been the best test run for a show we've ever had too. So I'm really excited to get this thing.
Also, we all know that my fair and foul takes are definitely coming off the dome.
That is true. All right. Well, let's look at what happened. Midweek baseball. Let's just go through it a little quick. I don't really feel like going through each and every series. I think the big things here, the Diamondbacks continue to be the Diamondbacks. They're just back. They are back, and they're diamond, baby. They swept the Guardians.
Midweek results?
Yeah.
They swept who?
The Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians, the Diamondbacks.
Did they not sweep the Nationals? What am I looking at?
I don't know what you're looking at.
I thought the Guardians swept the Tigers. Which one am I looking at?
Dude, I have no idea what you're looking at.
What did you put in the... Okay, now we're getting into the admin of the show. There's like maybe we should have
done a test run.
What the hell?
Dude, I don't know what you're looking at. I'm going to be real.
Oh, hold on. No, it's because it didn't update on my end. It just said it just updated. My bad.
Either way, the Diamondbacks swept the Guardians. They're back. They continue to win, and we'll get into it later in the show. They're making a very interesting race out there in the West for the National League. Also, the other team that's making it an interesting race, the San Diego Padres, they swept the Pirates, the Pirates were kind of in it a little bit for the wild card and a little bit for the National League Central. They've lost like 7 in a row, and now they've just fell into oblivion. It's crazy how quickly things can change. The Braves also don't look very good right now. They got swept by the Brewers, who look pretty good.
No, and the Brewers, like I said, yeah, they're looking, or like you said, they're looking very good, and that's exactly what they need to be doing right now. So I'm happy for my Brewers.
And the Phillies beat the Dodgers too. Love to see that.
Yeah, not a sweep, but a big win for the Phillies against the Dodgers.
I think the Dodgers are starting to scare me. We're going to talk about the National League West.
Well, let's talk about that. Yeah, what happened on the weekend?
Before that, though, check out the Mets actually used their gritty powers to not lose to the Rockies at home. Weekend.
They only here's the troubling part about this. The Rockies still only win half the time at home.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's not like they're going to get swept.
It's not like they're going to get swept by anyone.
All right,
or they're going to sweep anyone.
Check out the weekend. The Mets survived. They used all their energy surviving the Colorado Rockies at home. And
get swept by the Mariners, which is exactly what the Mariners needed to do. Meanwhile, proving my point, the Braves and the Rockies split the series in
did
Colorado.
They split, or did I just boof on that? Oh, man, did I drop the ball? Like, guys, we had a long
did you?
weekend. I don't know. The color scheme is off.
Guys, you can see that we are both worse for wear today because
we might lose every subscriber we've ever gained in our lives. Worst show
Maybe
ever.
We'll get more. Maybe they'll be like, this really is the most unserious show.
Moments after declaring this would be the best show ever, we are proving it to be the worst.
I'm seeing no fault.
Show
the Cubs sweep the White Sox in, I guess, their rivalry week.
Nice word, rivalry.
Next year. And the Astros swept the Red Sox, which I think is telling for what's going to happen in the future. We've talked a lot about, I know we're going to get into the standings in a minute, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but the Red Sox haven't been bad. The Astros haven't been bad either. So interesting to see the Astros actually take that one. And then, I think pretty much everything else we can talk about closer to the actual standings.
Yep. I just want to say widowy for the record that the Atlanta Braves. I need to stop. I hate that so much.
Go ahead.
The Braves lost to the Rockies at home, so
Oh, okay.
like the Rockies
so see,
beat them in
even
Colorado.
still, they lost to the Mets. They
They're
win against
500.
the Braves.
Yep.
See? 500.
Flip a coin. 50-50. 100%.
Still proves my point.
And yeah, the Red Sox, they're off to a pretty bad last week. They got swept by the Astros. And did you hear what their center fielder, Jarren Duran, said during a baseball game? Hot Mike, one of the mics for the game, caught him using a slur for gay people. Yeah, the F word.
Whoa.
I guess. You know? You guys
Not
can
what I thought you were going to say.
fill in the blank. Oh, you thought it was like the other unholy slur?
No. I just assumed it would be a slur that I'm like,
It's
oh,
a joke. Like
that's not really a
cotton-headed
slur.
Nitty Muffin.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're a loser. It's like, oh, who's offended by that now? But no, okay, that's actual.
Yeah,
Got it.
this won't be the episode where we rank our, the worst slurs.
Rank our slur. Yeah, which
I was gonna say
slurs?
favorite
Go
slurs,
ahead.
but no, that's a different episode, but that's a late
in
night.
Stealing Home After Dark. You
Yeah.
have to be a member to
Yeah.
so subscribe.
That'll never happen, by the way. But yeah, he
Yeah, no.
some heckler was in
All
the
of
stands.
them are the worst I've ever heard. Just so that we know.
What a
And
great
I would
PR
never
answer from Lisa there.
I would never use any of them.
You know that you saying that as a PR answer will still probably get you in trouble because there's definitely some slurs that are worse than others.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Either
And
way,
then
let's
also someone will
focus.
find a video of me saying, like I said, nerd, and they'll be like, ah.
Who was it? Was it Demi Lovato who got in trouble one time, or Beyonce or Adele for saying like psycho?
It was Beyonce. She had to change the lyrics to her song because she said, "Psych, I'm gonna go."
Mental, or was it like
No, it
crazy?
was. Yeah, it was something like
Something-
that.
yeah,
it was,
and it was
some-
like,
and
oh, that's-
it's like a word
That's
that
offensive
you don't
to
realize.
crazy people. It's like,
Yeah, you didn't realize it was a slur, I guess. But here we
no,
are.
but some heckler in the stands for the center fielder, Jarren Duran from Boston, was saying tennis racket. He needs a tennis racket, and he goes, "Shut up, you fucking!" And then, oh, excuse me, I'm over here cursing too. But I
Yeah,
said,
we're not
I said-
actually. You might have to bleep that out. We are not long enough in this video for
Start
us to
dropping-
not get.
Well, that was the good
messed
F
up
word.
by
If there
ads.
was a good F word, that was a good F word. That wasn't the
Okay.
F word that Duran used. He used the other one. But either way,
Yeah, whoa, that's heavy.
what?
No, just like, dang, buddy, what are we
What?
doing?
What'd I say?
No, to Duran.
Oh, I was like, oh, did I just let something slip? All right, we need to get off this topic before we get canceled. Either way, yeah, he got suspended 2 games. That did happen. So just a tough look for the Red Sox. They're struggling right now. Let's look at the standings. And per my sister's request, because she threw a hissy fit last week because we started with the National League. Here's the American League this week. We got
Not a hissy fit.
I know.
Just pointing it out.
All right. Well, this is where the standings are. You got the Yankees and the Orioles. Nothing's changed. The Guardians are starting to lose ground a little bit, and it looks like the Mariners and Astros are still knotted up. They're going to be back and forth. I think this is what it's going to look like until the end of the season. You might even have the Central get closer too. So I think the top of the divisions are going to be fun to watch race-wise.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I said last week. Love to, prove I'm right in any situation. But we talked about, is the NL going to be an interesting race? I think, and I said it last week, AL is going to be your place for chaos. This is like Real Housewives style drama. You've got 2 teams at the very top that are tied and going back and forth on who's going to win. And that means that, likelihood of them having a wild card spot would be good. But last week when we talked, I mean, I think there was a possibility that the Astros still wouldn't have been in the wild card. Now they are, so it's looking better. But now it looks like, we could still lose the Orioles or the Yankees depending on how the rest of their season looks out.
No, there's
ends up
no
going.
way. They're both
I
tied
don't
for the
know.
best record in the American League, so they're not going. And let's look at the wild card too while we're at it. The wild card, the Yankees and the Orioles, since you brought it up, there's no way they drop. They're 4.5 up on everybody else.
If one of them has a bad losing streak between in late August, September,
I guess.
they absolutely could, because the Twins and the Royals are not losing any ground right now, especially
right
the
now.
Twins. So yeah, so if they're going to continue their momentum, and the Orioles or the Yankees, and we all know who I'm thinking of, were to enter some sort of losing streak, That would be insane, and that would be something I would
Yeah.
be interested in watching.
Baseball last 2 months. It's gonna be hard. It's a marathon, and now we're getting towards the last turn. I guess the last lap
I
almost.
mean, that's kind of what's happening right now with the Mariners and the Astros. It was the Astros that would potentially be out of the wild card slot last week. Now, because the Mariners, I think, are what, like half a game behind the Astros, or even tied with
They're
the
tied with
Astros.
them, but I think because of the tiebreaker rules, the Astros may have beat
Yeah,
them more, so now they're actually out of it.
right, exactly. And that's like I said, this is all crazy. It's very interesting stuff what's going on in the American League right now.
I will say I've said in the past that the Red Sox, I said they could, and I bet that they would pass the Yankees, given light of the recent situation with the Red Sox getting swept by Houston, and then you got your center fielder. I mean, he apologized for it, but still not a good look. I think the vibes are down in Beantown, and I don't
Down
think they're
bad.
gonna. Yeah, they're not catching the Yankees. Say what you want about the Yankees, but they haven't had a situation like that yet this year. Also, I wonder how
We still
Netflix.
got part of the season left.
I wonder how
So,
Netflix is gonna cover that. Let's go to
good
the
question.
National League. Let's check out these divisions. The National League West. That is not what you expected when you see the Dodgers go out and sign Otani
Well,
and get Tyler
let's
Glass now. So we'll
let's
save
just
that for
do
later if you want. Is that what you're gonna
yeah,
say?
let's just do the NL East and the NL Central real quick, because I mean the ground is closing a little bit, but Phillies and the Brewers are still walking away with this. I don't think, like I said last week, and I'm holding to it this week, I don't think you're going to see much change there. I expect both those teams to make it. And yeah, the Braves continue to do not so well. The Mets are
The
hot and
Mets,
cold.
they might pass the Braves. Watch out. The New York Mets with Gritty. I mean, they're doing their best not to pass them, but the
That's
Braves might
what,
the Braves might not give them any choice. The Braves might just go under them.
That's very true. That's very true. And then in the Central, the Brewers they're here this season. They've made their stake.
I'll give you props. You've been on that since the beginning of the year. You've been
Mhm.
on the Brewers. So I'll give
Yeah,
you props for that.
they're my boys.
100. And they've
All right.
proven you right. And now I think they're about to run away with it just because the other four teams don't know what they're doing. I was high on the Cubs early in the year. They faltered. And then I was like, yo, Cardinals, what's up? And they started doing real good. And now they're all just kind of average outside of the Brewers.
Yeah. So okay. All that said, no big surprises coming out of the East or the
Do we
Central.
want to look at the wild card?
Do you want to talk about the West first, or do we want to talk
Nah,
about the
let's
wild
save
card?
that. That's its own segment. The West is
Okay.
going to be exciting. Let's check out this wild card, though. You see three National League West teams, which is a little bit what we're going to talk about. The Braves have that third spot, which if they miss the playoffs this year, that's going to be huge. Because everyone, I mean, you look at the National League, you thought Dodgers, Braves, and then Phillies as like the third best team. Not Phillies, Dodgers, and Braves nowhere to be found. And I think that's because they've had a lot of injury. Acuna's out.
They have.
Sean Murphy's out. Ozzie Albies is out. A lot of their pitching staff is out too. So I was talking to my friend who's a Braves fan, and he's like, yeah, we've broken down. Which, I mean, if your team has a lot of depth, like the Rays, not to be a homer, but that's my team I watched a couple years ago. They had injuries out the wahoo, and they still found a way to win like 100 plus games or 96 games. So if your team has depth, it's still possible. And I think that's why the Braves are where they are right now instead of totally collapsing, because they have some pretty good depth too. They're just not a good 9. Like the Yankees might just be a good 9. Like as soon as they get an injury, they kind of stink. Like the Braves aren't necessarily like that too much.
Well, it's not working for them this year, whatever's going on, because
They're in a
I
spot.
do
They're in a spot.
for now, and I do think that it's possible that the Mets very well may overtake them for that third spot this year. We'll have to see. But
You want
right
to
now, they're
know?
only.
You want to know my honest reaction to you saying that right now is? Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
God. Yeah. The Mets are a half game behind, and like you said earlier, and you were right, the Braves might not give them a choice. They might end up
Yeah.
into this
I
playoff
don't
season
think the
whether they
Braves,
like
or
it
I
or
don't think the
not.
Mets want to go to the play.
Yeah, I don't think they do
I think
either,
they're just
and
there
they
for the
might have to.
vibes. They don't want to. They want to have a good season, but they don't want to take it too serious. They're just there for a good time.
This is what happens when you take your side hustle too seriously and you're not paying attention to your main gig. That's all I'm saying, okay?
He can do both.
No, actually, I think you should focus on the one that's paying your bills. That's just my take. Hot take, I know.
He don't
Whatever.
care about his bills. They're already paid. Let's go. Uh,
For now.
You know what's
All right, let's
crazy
talk about
too?
the Dodgers. Oh,
Well,
wait.
I just want to say, like, if you're looking at this wild card, the Giants are 1.5 back. Like, the Cubs only 3. Like, the Cubs are below 500 and they're only 3 back. Meanwhile, the Rays are like 1 game over 500 and they're like 5.5 back. So
I
I
mean,
don't
this
know.
goes back to our conversations about like who's better, the AL or the NL. I mean,
I said AL's better.
I think the AL is better, and it's not just because we're, AL homers. It's because
They have
it's true.
better average talent. I think that the National League's top end. Well, you could say
Yeah.
that the White Sox are like not top end and all. They definitely bring the average down, but I don't know. All right, let's talk about the National League West. The National League West, the Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks are starting to make things interesting. The Dodgers are in first place as of right now with 44 games left. The Diamondbacks and the Padres are both 3.5 back of the Dodgers. They sit tied at second place behind Los Angeles. Now the Dodgers are 3-7 versus the Padres, and they have 3 games left to play against the Padres at LA. And the Dodgers are 4-5 against the Diamondbacks, and they have to play 4 more games in the desert at Arizona. So my question to you, and I brought this up talking about how the Padres have kind of whooped up on the Dodgers a little bit. And it seems like the Diamondbacks have even had their number, not as much as the Padres, but they've had their number this year, winning 5 of 9 so far with 4 more to go. Who's most likely to catch the Dodgers out of the Padres or the Diamondbacks? Who do you think is going to make up that ground if one of them were to do it?
I think just based on past performance, the smart thing for me to say would to say the Diamondbacks. Um, but in my heart, I don't know why, but I'm feeling the Padres.
I think I'm actually exactly what you were saying right there. I
Hmm.
want to say the Padres because I enjoy watching them play, but I think people are sleeping on the Diamondbacks. They are like,
Yeah,
put that first half and shove it up your rear end. The Diamondbacks are back. The Diamondbacks
it's
we
exactly what they
saw
did last year. It's exactly
exactly,
what and they've
except
done it before,
except flip
and we're
flopped
seeing it
almost.
happen.
Yeah, flip
Yeah.
flopped. Like first half for the Diamondbacks last year, tremendous. Slowed down in the second half, and then in the very last half of the second
But in the end, they
half,
exploded.
yes,
Yeah,
a lot of halves. If you break down a half by a half, that's just a quarter. But if you break,
quarters,
yeah, exactly. The last quarter of the season,
eighths.
Diamondbacks
Yeah,
were hot last year. Now it's just
nah.
the entire second half so far. They've been kicking everyone's butt.
Which I mean, so then you have to ask yourself the question, and maybe this is why, my gut, even though my brain is saying Diamondbacks, my gut is saying Padres, because I think you have to ask yourself the question, do the Diamondbacks have the stamina to continue this momentum as far as they need it to? Because yes, we're close to the postseason, but we are still in August, so we've got all of September.
44 games.
I know.
It's a quarter.
So
That's
I'm just saying,
literally that's widowy almost a quarter of the year.
whittly. And like,
Widowy. You started it with
whittly.
your rivalry. Okay, you
Like
got that
what?
stuck in my head. Big
I didn't mean
rivalry.
to. It
A
was an
big
accident.
rivalry.
I just couldn't say it. Um, but yeah, and then I think for me, as we know, I'm an agent of chaos, and there's something about the storyline of the Dodgers Padres rivalry.
Mr. Irrelevant versus Will Smith.
Got it
Keep
right
my
that
wife's
time.
name out your mouth.
And did you see that guy's shirt on Saturday, by the way?
Who? Oh
Okay, it doesn't
yeah, I
matter
saw
really.
some guy
Yeah,
walking
okay, it was
around.
funny,
Like,
right? Yeah.
I think I told him like, "Yo, nice
Um,
shirt."
yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I almost want to take a picture. Anyway,
Wait, was it to Kirk
Dodgers.
Herbstreit? What was that? Was Kirk Herbstreit involved in that T-shirt?
No, but there was another guy that had a Kirk Herbstreit shirt that
Okay.
was very funny. Anyway, side tangent.
Kirk Herbstreit, if you're
There's
watching,
something
keep my wife's name out your mouth.
there's something about the Dodgers Padres rivalry that seeing the Dodgers with their star-studded cast and seeing the Padres with like their cast of irrelevant people who are obviously very good
No,
and
just
all-stars and
Profar.
to
Profar is the only one
themselves.
who got irrelevant.
I know, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, you
Yeah.
could make that argument, I guess, about any of them. But like, take those guys. There's something really satisfying to me if the Dodgers don't make the playoffs and the Padres do. That's all I'm saying.
That's
I've been saying it
insane.
all year.
That's insane. Yeah, and I actually wrote down another question, and this might have just been one for me, but I said, did Lisa put a voodoo hex on the Dodgers? Look, I feel sorry for any of your past boyfriends because
As you should.
if you can affect the Dodgers, the Los Angeles Dodgers, this much, I I'm scared whenever I piss you off. I think I had a bad week 2 weeks ago. I don't know what I did. You must have been mad at me. I stubbed my toe. I stepped on a Lego. I don't even own Legos. Where did that come from? So I think you put a hex on the Dodgers, and I think on behalf of Los Angeles, I'm going to ask you to can you release them, please?
No, absolutely not. I did not put a hex on them. I don't partake in witchcraft because those things are bad.
But if
But
you did, you never admit it.
if I say prayers at night for the Padres to enter the playoffs, then that's between me and my God, and that's none of your business.
Oh God, yeah. Lisa's in a seance circle with like Mookie Betts voodoo dolls and.
I've got my rosary out for like the Padres. No, I mean, it would be interesting. Do I think that's gonna happen? No. I mean, I think, like I said, the Diamondbacks, you have to wonder if they're gonna have the stamina. To be honest, I don't think that they will. I think the Padres, though, if they can really find it and pull it out of wherever it's hiding in their hearts right now to finish this season strong,
They've been playing
then
good.
then they will be the ones, and we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe we even have the Giants. I just don't. I know the Diamondbacks are back. I just don't believe that they can make it all the way through,
I
and I don't
think
know why.
that the Dodgers are still the Dodgers. I think the team with the best shot to catch the Dodgers is probably the Diamondbacks. They got 4 more games against the Dodgers. They're only down 3.5. So let's say the
Well,
Dodgers.
so are the Padres.
Yeah,
They're
but the
only back
Padres only
3.5.
have like 3 games left, and I'm just going based
Oh,
off.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I just feel like the Diamondbacks, when they get going, they're just a machine. And I think the Padres have the Dodgers number too. They just have a chip on their shoulder. They're tired of people talking about the Dodgers because the Padres have some stars too. I mean, you look at Tatis, Machado,
Profar.
Jackson Merrill, Profar even. I mean, he's a stud. No one's thought
He's an all-star.
He's one of the most underrated players in the league this year. He's Mr. Underrated, not Mr. Irrelevant. But I mean, the Dodgers are still the Dodgers. It's not going to be an easy task. They're going to get Yoshi Yamamoto back. He's like starting to pitch bullpens now. Like they're going to start getting healthy again. Freddie Freeman was out for a while. Now he's back. So the Dodgers are going to be the
We'll see.
Dodgers.
They'll
It's
be
gonna
fine.
tough.
I'm
But
sure.
it's going to be a lot of
you know,
fun to watch with these last 44 games.
and we can dream. But okay, so
I don't care really who wins this. I just say I really enjoyed the Dodgers and Padres playoff series, like in 2022, I think it was. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. And also, I kind of like the Diamondbacks being a little scrappy team in there that is really, really good. So I think it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm rooting for. It's like watching a boxing match and not caring who wins. I'm just rooting that they both beat the crap out of each other, and I enjoy it.
okay. What else we got to talk about
The
this week?
MLB is going to NASCAR's Bristol, Tennessee. Were you aware of this?
No, I was not aware
All
of
right,
this.
so you know how they have the Daytona 500?
Yes.
There's also Bristol, Tennessee. It's the Bristol Motor Speedway, and MLB is going to be going to that speedway and playing a baseball game there, kind of like a specialty game, you may call them gimmick games. I call them specialty games.
I
But
do.
Braves and Reds are slated to play there in 2025. I wanted to get your opinion on this. I'm showing the baseball park on the screen right now. What do you think? Pro Bristol, anti Bristol?
So are they actually going to fill all these seats for this game?
Well, who knows? I actually would not mind going. I kind of want to go. But then I looked at where Bristol is, and it's in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee. It might be hard to get to. We might have to drive.
No, yeah, I think this is good for the fact of like there are a lot of parts of this country, and we've talked about this, particularly with blackouts, where like the people do not have the opportunity to see baseball, either because
Major League Baseball. I think that's a good distinction.
Major League Baseball, which I mean, matters, I think,
yeah.
if you're trying to grow the major league sport. So I think it's good when you can to take it to parts of this country where, like I said, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what blackout zone Bristol's in, but I would assume it is in one because we all live in some blackout, and they have probably no stadium near them at all. So yeah, I'm absolutely for this. I think it's fine. I like the configuration that they did. I think that's really cool. It'd be even cooler if they had like a race going on at the same time, though I understand they
That's
probably
what
can't do
I
that.
said earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, this would be sweet if they had like a race going on.
So yeah, I know I'm totally for it. I think it's cool.
I'm a fan. I think people are saying that this might be a play to try to break the all-time attendance record for a baseball game, which my worry is you get a huge venue and you don't sell, like you gotta sell this thing out, or else you make baseball look dumb. But it's not gonna be easy. I mean, I think capacity for the entire Motor Speedway is like 140,000 people, which is insane.
Well, I just wouldn't want to watch from that high anyway. You can't see
I don't
anything
think
at
it
that
would be
point.
that bad. I don't think it'd be that bad. But like you see how they have some of it tarped off behind all the way back there. That's tarped off. So I guess no one's sitting over there. But I think it would be so sweet. I kind of, for the memes, want to just sit as far away as possible. I think that would be funny. Have
Bring
you seen
binoculars?
Yeah, have you seen the memes of like someone in an airplane and they take a picture of Yankee Stadium from the airplane and then they start yelling on the plane like, "Come on, Blue, you missed that one." Like as
No,
a
but
joke.
that's
I would
funny.
love to do that at Bristol. And also, I mean,
I
when's like the next time you'll be able to go to a game like this? Like you gotta go.
You have to imagine they'll do another one. But I would want to go with like have you you probably might not know this, but if you go to like opera or like ballet and you sit in like the orchestra like up at the top in the balconies, yeah, you get the tight
For like the
you
horse
just
track
imagine
races.
me just dressed up really nice with my little like
I think that
my
was a
tiny little
ball. What was
my
that?
horse.
Did he
I
hit
can
it?
only see the head of the man in front of me. Like that's all I'm getting from the.
Yeah. That'd be sweet. I actually, and also to think about it, I don't know where the camera placements would go. I guess no, they'd have it set up. There's like yeah, they would definitely be able to set up camera placements. I think it's cool. I love it. I want to go really bad. I don't know how Bristol. I mean, even for NASCAR, when NASCAR shows up, I don't know how they accommodate that many people all at once for such a smallish town.
RVs, baby.
You know what? That's actually, you see that parking lot all the way in the back? That's
I
that's how
do.
they accommodate it. Maybe we need to get an RV. I got to hit my boy Matt up and see if he, because he goes to Daytona every year. I got to see if we can borrow the RV or if he wants to go make that a trip. Did you notice too, some people were pointing out in the renderings how realistic the renderings are?
Okay.
The renderings are so realistic that they even put Zach Hampel catching a home run over a little kid. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. I'm looking at the zoom in now, and I really appreciate attention to detail.
Yeah.
So thanks MLB
Shout
for
out MLB.
yeah, knowing exactly what we're gonna see and what we're gonna hate when we see it.
I want to know how Hampel got down there and who gave him
I
authorization.
want to know how
for
he
that.
found a kid to step in front of down there.
Zach. Yeah, right. Zach Hampel would be able to get by the Secret Service in order to get a home run ball. And honestly, given recent events, maybe that's not even that hard. But all right.
Oh.
Shots fired, literally.
Well,
all right.
I think we're far enough in the recording that you can see that.
I
now.
said shots fired, literally. All right. Let's.
Oh no.
That was a good joke. It's not a laughing matter, by the way.
Too soon. Too soon.
Well, everyone forgot. All right. Let's go to fair or foul. It's time for our favorite
It's
part of the
time
show.
for.
This is the most risky show we've done. All right, go ahead.
It's time for fair or foul.
The first one we got has to do with my team, the Tampa Bay Rays. They had a giveaway this past weekend that I'm kind of upset we didn't get to go to. They gave away the Flappy Boy hoodie, everyone's favorite mascot. This one's tough. Your homegirl would have loved this. I think I would have loved this. This is awesome. What are you giving it here? I'm giving it a straight up the middle fair ball. Love this.
I'm giving it attack on my senses and nightmare fuel.
Like an
That's what I'm giving
illusion
it.
type
This is
vibe. Like
foul. Although was it a hoodie or was it a onesie? Because if it's a onesie,
it's
I
a
changed
hoodie.
my mind.
It's a hoodie. It's a
Oh.
hoodie. You like the onesie better?
Yeah, kind of looking.
Nah, buddy, you're tripping, bud. The hoodie is tough. And I just know school just started. You know how
Buddy,
many...
where are you gonna wear this little cape ass looking thing?
Where would I not? If I had
Yeah.
a wife, I'm wearing it to our wedding. At least to the beginning, and then like throwing it.
And this is why you don't have a wife.
Oh, no shot. You know how many people we saw wearing the gritty thing on their stomach, and they're happily married with many kids?
You gotta do that after. You don't do that at the wedding. You do that once she's
I
trapped.
guess you're right. That's what I gotta
Yeah,
learn.
she's got kids with you now, and she needs your health care.
That's when I can bust out the Flappy Boy hoodie.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, note to self.
That's when you're like, babe, check this out, and she just like sees your wings.
Flappy Boy hoodie is gonna stay inside my lock box in my closet until I get some poor
wife,
girl,
yes.
some poor
As your
girl
big
to say I
sister.
do, and then I'll bust it out. Like about 2 years after the marriage, I'll
Yeah.
start wearing it everywhere. All right.
And if she ever comes to me and is like, "What's his biggest red flag?" I'll be like, "Don't look in the lockbox.
In
You'll be fine."
2024, he went to a Rays game and got a Flappy Boy hoodie. He wears
can't
it.
tell
He
you.
wears
You
it
might
every
see
time
it.
you leave the house.
Yeah.
And then puts it back before you come home. All right, the next one we got Gritty and a potential girlfriend for Gritty. Fair, foul. Gritty has found love. Everything's going good for the Mets. They're starting to win. Gritty found love in Coors Field. I think this is fair. See, there is always a happily ever after. This is nice. You think he's wearing a
I am a
Flappy Boy
romance
hoodie?
girly. I am a romance girly, but not all romances are created equal, and that I think is what we're seeing here. To the woman who is in this GIF,
Reevaluate your life.
seek therapy, girl. You are pretty. You can do better
Gritty is
Then-
handsome too.
than this purple monstrosity. It concerns me. I hope you know that you are loved. That's what I want
The
to say.
only thing I know, I don't want to talk bad about Gritty. You know, I'm a Gritty fan, but I do have my skepticisms, just with the running around of children and the borderline
Right.
ritualistic tendencies that Gritty
Yeah,
has.
I don't like this. It's gone too far, Mets.
Blink twice if you need help. She's kind of looking
Right.
around for help right
Yeah.
now.
She looks like she's a little embarrassed. She's like, who? Oh, good Lord. As my
She's
mom
like, I
gonna
begged
see
you
me
not to wear
on
that today.
TV?"
I begged you
Yeah,
not to
like-
wear that today.
Yeah, and the boyfriend's inside there just like you right now, just giggling to himself inside the thing, like, oh, I
He's
hope
like,
I'm on
thank you,
TV.
babe. I love this.
And she's like, I don't know how I'm gonna explain this to my big sister or my mom or my aunt later.
He's like, chill. It's gonna be so cool. Chill.
Babe, it's so cool.
The boys are gonna
Babe,
love this. The fellas are
Babe,
gonna
is
love
anyone
this.
looking? Has anyone noticed?
I can't see. What just happened? What just happened?
Babe, you gotta give me the play-by-play. I can't see.
Can you get me a beer? I can't see anything. It's dark in here. I'm hot.
My hands don't work.
Yeah,
I can't,
I can't feel my hands. I can't feel my hands. It's like the mask from Jim Carrey, like actually just
Yeah,
consumes
he's like,
him.
I can't, babe. I can't take it off. I can't take it off.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right, that's that. I would
Yeah,
say
girl,
fair.
it's okay. It's okay. You can leave them. There's fish in the sea. Eventually.
I say fair. I'm a fan of that. I think
All
I
right.
think you're saying foul. I think you said that.
I am saying foul. Yes, yes.
This one you might like, and I think every brother sister has had some version of this. We got a nut tap at Wrigleyville. This I don't know the
What?
Of course, naturally, the camera cut to the brother sister probably after the brother did something to warrant that, and it only caught the sister hitting him in the nuts. But
Okay, well, here's the thing. See, okay, this is where I need like a Sharpie, ESPN style, so I can give you my big sister breakdown
here,
here.
I can try to pause it while you describe things.
It's okay. It's okay. See, when we pause on the frames like right as she goes to hit him, one, I'm fairly certain she does not know. She's just putting her hand back, which is what you do.
I don't
Just-
know. Maybe she has like that muscle
No.
memory. She has
I'm
like the
telling
height
you,
measured already
we-
from years of doing it.
We do not think about certain things as much as you guys do, and that's one of them. She's just hitting him.
I think
She's just
that might
going
just
for
be an
it.
instinctual. You don't think that was a targeted nut tap? You think that was just a tap?
It was not.
That hit.
It
nut?
was not.
Okay.
It was, and if you pause and you look, he definitely is saying something to her as the frame moves. And so whatever
Oh
he
yeah,
said,
she
just in
caught him
bit-
perfect time.
just in big sister solidarity, I'm going to say whatever he said warranted a slap.
As a
And
little
it was
brother.
just misplaced. It's just, and then even the mom looks over and kind of laughs because maybe the mom also heard what he said. And so she like is supposed to say, hey, you can't hit your brother, but also knows that what he said was just buck wild and that like, frankly, he deserved maybe a little bit of something.
Classic.
Maybe not violence, never, but like something.
Classic family. Little brother does something to annoy sister. Sister attacks. Mom comforts the son, but also looks at the sister like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. And then the dad just obliviously singing,
Oblivious.
singing,
This man-
take me out to the ball game, living his best life.
No
Shades
idea.
on.
No, there's no concept of his family.
I think this is fair. And you know, we should have known this. This is the most American family ever. And it's, the clip in front of it is literally two dudes with the most American shirts ever.
It's
So-
the Dumber and Dumber brothers, and then it's the most American family I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
This entire clip is absolutely fair.
I
This
love
is
this.
America.
Yeah.
This is what life should be, you know? This is family values,
Oh yeah.
right? We fight, we know we get on each other's nerves, but we always love each other.
I think this is the American dream. You know what? Maybe we should turn to our fellow Americans in times like this and give them a nut tap. You know? No, all right.
I think, if you ever feel like you need a nut tap, I guess just say
No, I'm
something
good,
annoying
actually,
to
now
your
I'm
big
thinking about it.
sister,
I'm
and
real-
just God will guide her hand in whichever way it feels the most go.
God, whatever. All right. Let's look at next week's games we got coming up. I love that. That might be the best fair foul ever. Midweek matchups. What's your midweek matchup of the week for the midweek matchups of the week?
Oh, are we doing midweek, not weekend?
Midweek, then weekend, and then.
I know. I was messing with you. I
Oh.
wanted to hear you say midweek.
No,
again.
yeah, we're definitely doing the
you
midweek
know-
matchup of the week for the midweek of the midweek matchup. The games that happen
Your-
midweek during the week before the weekends. The matchups, the best one of the middle of the week. The midweek matchup of the week, midweek.
Yeah, so if I was gonna choose a midweek matchup of the midweek, then I was I would actually choose. Well, there's a couple that catch my eye. The first, you're gonna laugh at me probably,
No,
but Yankees White Sox.
I knew you were going to say that.
Last week, we talked so much crap about the White Sox and not being able to win a game.
They won
that
one.
Guess what? Those little guys came back and they won a game. I don't think they've won any since that game, but they did do that. So they broke their record. They're not.
Well,
I think they're probably still on track to have the worst record, like in history potentially, but they're not on a losing streak that's like, double digits at this point.
I'd rather have the losing streak than the worst team ever record, to be honest.
I would too. So I think
There's still time. There's 44 games left. There's still
there
time.
is. I've been watching the Yankees, especially recently, and I'm concerned. I am on the edge of my seat.
I hope they get swept.
Can these boys do it? Will they self-implode? I think
hope they get
games,
swept.
series like the White Sox are ones you should pay attention to if you're a Yankees fan because they say a lot. I think the other one,
They don't say anything.
they say a lot.
They don't.
They say-
What do they say?
Look,
What do they say?
being a Yankees fan, everything says a lot.
Okay.
Everything is constantly saying a lot. Okay.
You know what?
Because-
That might be the most truest thing you ever say on this show.
And also, it's kind of like Yankees fans because they don't shut up. And actually, I'll put myself in that category as well. It's a trait we all share. But other than that, I would say Dodgers Brewers is going to be interesting.
Ooh,
This
that is
has
a
the
sneaky
potential
one.
to be, a preview at some playoff baseball potentially, right? So, two teams at the top of their divisions, two teams that, need to keep that going. Brewers less so, but Dodgers just as much, really. So, I think that would be an interesting one.
My one, Dodgers Brewers is good. I didn't even look at that. Yankees White Sox, you can, crumble that up and throw it in the trash. But Dodgers Brewers is good. The one that caught my eye was Royals and Twins. Only one of those teams, in my opinion, is going to be able to catch up to the Guardians. So this is going to be a big series for both of them. And for the Guardians, you're probably just hoping that they beat each other up, and you can make some ground on them while they beat each other up. Let's look at the weekend series. What do you got here? Anything popping out at you? I see one.
Okay, go ahead.
Milwaukee and Cleveland. You got the Guardians, two first place teams, Guardians Brewers playing against each other. Every other matchup is kind of eh. I mean, you got Red Sox Orioles, that could be something.
You're not going to want me to say it, but Yankees Tigers.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm about to mute your mic. I forgot I have the ability to do that. I didn't mute it, by the way, so you're good.
Okay. Fine.
No,
fine.
go ahead. Why? Tell me,
No.
how much does that say? How much does that
For
series
this,
say?
it says a lot. It all says a lot.
Sure it
Okay.
does. All right.
No. Look. And this week, the Yankees are going to play the worst team in baseball as well as a very middling team, if not decent team in baseball, who also
Tigers are
wants
good.
to.
Tigers are good. That's
Yeah,
really
and they
good.
want to gain some ground. And the question this week is for the remaining weeks, I'm sure, will be can the Yankees continue to stand above all this stuff and keep winning? And the more matchups I see, the more concerned I get.
I'm excited for a little bit of the Diamondbacks Rays just because I don't know why. I just feel like One, the Diamondbacks are coming to Tampa. Maybe we should go to a game this weekend. But also, I just feel like they're kind of similar teams. They're very.
Well, I
I
was
mean,
gonna say you are a Evan Longoria stan, and
yeah, I
even
love
though
Evan.
he's not playing for the Diamondbacks anymore, I feel like the residual
The
energy is enough
aura,
to draw you in.
100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to Evan. We saw him throw out a first pitch for the Rays, and I might have been crying a little bit. All right,
And Ant wanted a hug so bad.
I did. Let's look at the
Just wanted to
primetime
snip him.
picks of the primetime picks. I messed up. It should say 2022. Lisa's record, not 21 and 22. I gave her an extra
Okay.
win. Maybe it was a pity win. I'm 21 and 21. Lisa's 20 and 22. Very close. One of us has to be above 500, or at least 500, because then no one's gonna care about our picks because we're always wrong. Or we should at least be like the White Sox and be so bad that we never get a pick right. That way, people will tune in to our picks to just choose the
'Cause
opposite.
Right, because they know what's actually gonna happen.
I
Okay.
believe in the sports betting world that's called a fade. So
Okay. I'm not that into the sports betting world, just tangentially.
you did the picks first, or you did the intro, so let me give my picks. You got Dodgers, Cardinals on Saturday, Yankees at Detroit on Sunday, which, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know why, this reminds me of Mark the Bird Fidrich, because I feel like he played the Yankees like in the 70s or something, and he was a sensation for a year, pitched great, and then had a great game on like one of the ABC Game of the Week or something. One of the one games you got to see every year. All right, who cares? I'm sorry, I'm getting nerdy. Dodgers at Cardinals on Saturday. Let me go with Los Angeles. The Cardinals have been absolutely poo-poo caca lately. The Dodgers are starting to feel some heat from the Padres and Diamondbacks. I think the Dodgers are going to turn it up, and they're just going to start storming away from those two teams. I think they're going to beat the Cardinals on Saturday. That's my pick.
Okay. That's also my pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same, all the above reasons. All right. Yankees,
Yeah.
Detroit. I will go.
Pick Detroit, because I don't want to pick the Yankees.
That's not what I was going to say, actually.
And you know what, Ant? That says a lot.
That's not what I was gonna say at all. This is so stupid. You see how if I were to give you a nut tap right now, I'm the bad guy. But if I say
What
something
nuts?
dumb, yeah, exactly, numb nuts. That's what you have in your brain, numb nuts. I'm gonna go New York here. I don't know why. When I see these logos, I get a vibe that New York's gonna win. I mean, they've been playing not bad baseball lately. What are they in their last 10? That's my pick though. You go ahead and give yours while I look up what they are in their last 10, because I feel like they've been playing decently.
No, I was gonna pick the Yankees too. Duh, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I can wear this hat and not pick the Yankees.
They're 6-4 in their last 10, so they're playing all right. They're not bad.
That's the thing. They're basically like 500 in their recent games. Like they're kind of going back and forth. So, but yeah, I'll pick the Yankees. I mean, I don't know. You see the concern. You see the concern that's happening.
Not really. I was more
all
concerned
I
when
can
the
say.
Red Sox were closer than what they are now. Since the Red Sox decided to have a little bit of a bad week, PR and on the field.
No, because I think you spend too much time at the top and you can start to not feel pressure. Even though obviously they're still tied with the Orioles.
Yeah,
so
they haven't even been at the top that much. Honestly, they haven't had the Orioles have.
Look,
I thought you were gonna
I
give
don't
some Yankee
understand
crap
how-
like sitting at the top, nightmares of the bottom. Like, oh, it's so lonely at the top. I start to
No.
lose
No.
focus of the ground.
no, I don't think I could pay a psychoanalyst to get me into the heads of whatever is happening in the Bronx, like whether it's the front office or the players. I don't have any clue what is going on with those people. So I have no idea whether today they will win a game or they will just completely implode as people and we will see the end of the franchise as we know it. That seems dramatic, but it also is how I feel every time I watch them play.
Yeah. All right.
So.
But we both have the same picks.
Yeah, we have the same picks.
All right. Well, I'm rooting for you to
Okay,
get your
thanks.
picks right because they're also my picks. That's all I got for us. Unless you want to add something.
No, I think that's it. I will be gone in a couple weeks, so we'll see
Yeah.
who will replace me.
I thought about that. I was like, should I mention that? Do I dox her? Because I know she hates it when I dox her. But who's out
Yes.
there watching where you're going? You know.
Doesn't matter.
Who's on
Let's
flight?
not-
Who's on flight 6842, United Airlines?
from Tampa to LA. I don't know. Don't tell anyone. Doesn't matter.
That's not her real flight. Don't look that flight up. She will not be on that flight. And that's not a joke. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to put out a video last Friday. So if you're waiting on that video and you're a betting man, there's two things you should always bet on: the White Sox losing and me not getting my video out on time. So I'm working on that, but it should be out this week.
Maybe that's, that's true YouTuber fashion, right? Like maybe that's what I'm doing wrong with my videos, is that I'm getting them out on time when I say I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
And like normal YouTubers, like they never get the video out when they say. It's always like a week behind. And they're like, sorry guys, I was working on it so hard, blah, blah. So maybe that's what I need to say.
I don't know. I did hate saying that just now though. I did hate saying like, oh guys, I'm late on the video, I'm working to get it out. That felt too YouTuber of me. I didn't like saying that.
It sounded very YouTuber.
What's up, guys?
And I don't know that anyone's waiting for this video either.
No, I know. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, guys.
No
I've been
shade.
working so hard on this video, but I know you guys are waiting for it, so I'm going to get it out to you soon. I've been working
Guys,
day
it's going to
and
be the
night.
best video. You make sure you... Oh, yeah, that's what I should say before we close this out. If you somehow made it this far, thank you for being here. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, leave a comment, share this with your mom, show her what good family values are. You can just fast forward to the fair or foul. That's fine. It counts as a view. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing and being here. And yeah, I think that's all for this week.
Yep. All right. Till next time. And watch my video if it comes out.
When it comes out.
Yeah.
Eventually.
We're on the same page. Peace.
Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different. Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different.